Thank you, Madam Speaker. St. Albert, Edmonton.
Madam Speaker, after 8 years of this Prime Minister, the bail system is broken. The Liberals implemented soft-on-crime, catch-and-release bail policies, putting violent and repeat offenders out on the streets, endangering public safety. Everyone but these Liberals seems to recognize what a disaster this has been. It's why all 13 premiers, police associations, and victims are calling on the Liberals to fix their broken bail system. Why won't they?
The Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, Canadians deserve to be and feel safe. We all have a role to play in protecting communities. The laws on bail are very clear. If accused poses a serious risk to public safety, they should be denied bail. At our direction, federal officials have been working for months with their provincial territorial counterparts to develop ways to best keep Canadians safe. We need lasting solutions that are tough when they need to be tough, but also address underlying issues like mental health, addiction, and homelessness. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honourable Member for St. Albert, Edmonton.
Madam Speaker, after 8 years of this Prime Minister, the Liberals' catch-and-release bail policies have cost lives, including last December, a young OPP constable who was murdered in the line of duty by a violent career criminal out on bail, notwithstanding that he was facing such serious charges as assaulting a police officer. Now a police officer is dead. How many more lives need to be lost before the Liberals finally wake up and fix their broken bail system?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Justice and Attorney General.
Madam Speaker, our heart goes out to those who are impacted by violence, and especially gun violence. I want to just say that as bail is concerned, there is no right to bail if you pose a serious risk to public safety. There's, in fact, a reverse onus for bail imposed on accused charged with certain firearms offences, including offences involving a firearm committed while subject to weapons prohibition order. And in this case, we will continue to work with the provinces and territories to ensure that bail is accessible, but at the same time limited to those who do not pose a risk to public safety.
Sturgeon River Parkland.
Madam Speaker, 8 years ago, Constable David Wynne of the St. Albert RCMP was gunned down by a violent repeat offender who was mistakenly released on bail. The system failed, but after 8 years of this Prime Minister, a tragic mistake has become a matter of government policy. Deliberately releasing violent repeat offenders on bail who kill innocent police officers and victims. When will this Prime Minister acknowledge his failure and fix his broken justice system?
Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, let me be very clear on bail. The laws on bail limit those who do not pose a risk to public safety to be released on bail. If you look at the criminal justice system as a whole, we have a shared responsibility with the provincial and territorial governments. With respect to the federal government, we are responsible for the criminal code. The federal government is working with the provinces and territories to ensure that the administration of justice is strengthened, and we will work with them in order to get to the right place on bail, Madam Speaker.
I just want to remind members that if they don't have the floor, then they shouldn't be speaking, and there shouldn't be debate going on back and forth while others have the floor. The Honourable Member for Sturgeon River Parkland.
Well, Madam Speaker, police officers, victims, and the provinces are calling on this Prime Minister to fix this broken justice system. And after 8 years of this Liberal government, it has never been easier for violent repeat offenders to be released. If these Liberals don't believe it, the proof is in the pudding. Out of 44 gang-related homicides in Toronto in 2022, 24 were committed by those out on bail. The consequences of this Prime Minister's catch-and-release justice agenda are fatal. After 8 years of failure, when will this Prime Minister take responsibility and fix this broken justice system?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Sadly, Madam Speaker, there is none among us who have not been subject to the effects of violence. All of us know people who are victims. Every single one of us share an equal commitment to making sure that justice is served and our communities are kept safe. The reality is Canada enjoys one of the greatest reputations in the world for its justice system. We have one of the lowest rates of recidivism anywhere in the world. And the policies the Conservatives advocated were struck down by the courts again and again. And by the way, were tried in jurisdictions like the United States, where even the father of that movement, Newt Gingrich, said it was an abject failure.
Hear, hear.
For Nunavut.
And my regards to the family and friends of the late Dale Culver. You deserve justice. It is absolutely incredible that it has taken 6 years to charge 5 RCMP officers in his death. An Indigenous